Can you see anything?
Can hear the birds.
Hi, welcome back to Hi Now Daily. I'm here with Michelle and Emma of Birds, Not Mosquitoes. Ladies, thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, aloha Rachel. So we're with Birds, Not Mosquitoes, a multi-agency partnership working to protect our critically endangered forest birds from extinction. Our forest birds are so important. They're so rare and unique to Hawaii. They have intricate ties to Hawaiian culture, but because of environmental changes here in Hawaii, so many of us haven't had the opportunity to get to see these birds in real life. And so by learning more about our birds and their stories, we can help protect them and resist extinction.
Very cool. And you guys brought a few products here today, which I find very fascinating because you were saying the biggest problem is that we don't know enough about these native birds that have been with us for a long, long time, but who are facing extinction. So getting the kids involved at a young age, creating, you know, this relationship with them is very, very cool. And that's like #1 priority for you folks, right?
Yes. So we have here all 15 actually species of what we call honeycreepers represented on these cards. They are, most of them, critically endangered. Beautiful birds, red, yellow, orange, and we really need people to learn their names, learn a little bit about them, because that's the first step we're finding towards making positive change, is knowing the species that you want to help. And so we've tapped into kind of the nostalgia factor with the whole Pokemon and collectible card outlets.
Yes, gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all.
Yes.
Luckily, there's only 15. Well, sadly, there's only 15.
Yes.
But these we've found have been a really good tool for getting kids involved in learning about the birds.
Absolutely. These Pokemon cards have, you know, they're huge with the keiki. But if you are having the kids study and they're actually just cartoon-ish characters that aren't even real, you might as well give them these because they are actual native birds that they should be learning about. And this is very cool because it has a ton of facts on them, like royal red. You could see all the different things, like their abilities, what threatens them, all these super cool fun facts. And I think that's a very great introductory to getting these kids educated on our native birds and why they are facing extinction and how we can help, right? So tell us about some ways that the keiki can get involved. You know, of course, learning more about them to create this connection, but also you guys host, you know, incredible events, and that's where they can come in, learn more, and you guys can kind of help them along that journey, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And so those binoculars and this little plushie, these are my daughter's toys that we use. And you know, when we take our kids out into these special places or go out on hikes, they get to see these birds, and you get to share your stories and knowledge of these different birds with your family, friends, and especially the keiki. When you go out hiking, one bird that you might see is a little brown bird called the elapaio, a curious bird that was important in Hawaiian culture when you would, they were an aumakua to canoe makers when they would go out into the forest looking for one of those big koa trees that they would harvest and craft into a canoe. The elapaio would help guide them from the forest. If they landed on a log, for example, and started pecking at it, they would know, oh, that has a lot of insects, like maybe that's not the one we want. But if they were to land on a log and start singing, that would be an example of a large koa tree that you would want to spend the time, you know, harvesting and crafting your canoes. And so these birds had a really special relationship with the people of Hawaii, and what made it so special, and where our birds were taking care of people, just like the people were taking care of our birds.
Amazing. Yeah, these cultural connections, that's why we have to make sure that these birds are long-lasting and with us for a very long time for our keiki's sakes and the next generations to come. And I wanted to ask, what is the biggest threat to the birds and why are some of these going extinct?
Yeah, the biggest threat right now is the introduction of mosquitoes, which happened about 200 years ago. Mosquitoes are not native to Hawaii, and what we have realized, sadly, is that they carry diseases, especially a disease called avian malaria, which is extremely fatal for these honeycreepers. They have no immunity to this disease, and so we're seeing a lot of mortality among our native birds. And it's really a shame because some of my favorites, like the Maui parrotbill, for example, this guy right here, the kiwi only has about 300 individuals left in the world, and that's it. And you can really only see them on Maui, and this is the effects of the these mosquitoes that we're seeing. So we really want people to learn about them while they're still here. We need to remember that, yes, they are still here. A lot of them are endangered, but they are still here. They still are really important to our native forests. And so we want, especially this next generation, to really get involved in being part of the solution and learning about them.
Wonderful, ladies. Thank you so much for all the information and joining me today. Go ahead and check them out on their website. And if you see a mosquito, get rid of it.